Well, hello, my friend. My name is Joe Bakmotsky. I am the founder of Power to Be Happy and also the proud author of this awesome book, Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in a challenging world of today. And listen, here is one thing that prevents us from thriving in this world of today, and that is the feelings of guilt and shame. I mean, they're so incredibly destructive. They pull us away from the things that we care about the most, and they make life more difficult. It makes us feel, it makes us hold back from doing the things that we really want to be able to do. So right now, I want to take you through, the process that I go through with my coaching clients. I'll go through, in my coaching program, Clarity First, on how to really get on top of, in this instance, the feeling of guilt. Right? And I really believe that to really get past it, to get on top of it in your daily life, you really want to be able to understand where it comes from. So that's why the first step that I always talk about with my clients is to really talk about how do you define what does guilt really mean for you? Like, what would be the one or two or three words that you'd use to describe it? Because when you can find a way to describe what it means for you and your way of life, because we're all different, right? When you can know how it feels on the inside, when you can contain it, when you can put it in its place, that's how you get control over this feeling, so that you feel like you can really take charge of your life and put this feeling aside, so it doesn't prevent you from living the life that you want, the life that you truly deserve. That's why I'm asking you, my friend. Not because I'm masochistic, not because I want you to feel bad, but what does it mean for you? Like guilt, how would you describe it in 1, 2, 3 words? What is it? For me, it's feeling like I'm not enough. It's that lack of being something. It's like expectations that are whether mine, my own, or whether it's somebody else's, but I'm not fulfilling those expectations, and that's what's doing me damage. So I want you to think about, what does that mean for you, right? That's really important to understand, like just how it makes you feel and how would you describe it, because that is the first part of putting it in its place. So you want to be able to define guilt and stop guilt from leading to shame, where it becomes a part of your life that is ongoing and that it keeps on affecting you as you go through life. That's really important, my friend. The second thing we want to be able to do is to really clarify, how does guilt come up in your life? We want to get clarity around that. And that's why we want to talk about, how does it apply in your life? That's why I want you to think of, when was the last time that you felt guilt, that maybe you felt shame. What happened? What were you doing? Were you talking to someone? Is it something that you felt that you did? That's really important to understand, because we want to be able to understand what set you off. What was maybe the trigger? What led to you feeling this feeling? Because sometimes, if it was whether it was a one-off, but sometimes it could be also that maybe it's something that ongoing is affecting your life. And if we can change that and break that cycle, that's where you can really get progress on that and really move forward on your terms. That's what it's all about. So that's why I want to ask you, my friend, right now, to just reflect and think of, well, the last time I felt this sense of guilt, however you described it, however you defined it, right? How does it make me feel, and when did it come up? When did it happen? What was I doing? Who was I with? Was it something that somebody said or done, right? That's what's important. We want to really understand that, right? So now we have situational awareness and we have clarity around what happened. And now I want to go to do the third thing that I always guide my clients through, which is really, how do you qualify about what are going to be your action from this moment on? to either do something about the situation, but also potentially to prevent it from happening. If this is something that has that potential to happen over and over again, right? We want to be able to understand whether this situation, whether this is something that what are your options, right? What are all the possible things that you could do? If it's something that you feel you've done that maybe it was a mistake, or, like, for example, in the heat of a moment, sometimes I say the stupidest things, and then, it takes me a lot of effort to bring myself to a point where I can apologize, or I can explain myself, or at least talk about it, right? Or if it was a situation where maybe it's something that somebody said that they set you off. For me, I know for a while in my life, I was in a really, a relationship that was really not serving me. And the person that I was with, they were really making me upset, and I was constantly this feeling of shame and the cycle of guilt that kept coming up because they were kind of making me feel in this way. And I didn't even see it at the time. I was just feeling awful, but sometimes it's really vital to understand, is there something that you could do to maybe explain to the person what they're doing, if it was in that moment, if it was in that situation? What is it that perhaps that they can do to change it? And you want to be able to understand those options, because you have those options in front of you, right? You have that situation. You know what it means to you, how it makes you feel. And so what are the things that you could do yourself to take charge of that situation and really do something about it that means something to you and to your way of life? And the way that you can take action is to understand what are the things that you could be doing. So what are the one or two, maybe three different things that you could do about this? And then I want you to, once you've kind of, you qualified what those options are, the final step is to apply. What is it that you're going to specifically do? What's the number one thing you're actually going to do from this point on that you're going to change, that you're going to get on top of, that you're going to feel like, you know what? I've done something. I've done something meaningful in a way that really speaks to me and my way of life. That I'm going to feel like it's a win. Maybe it's a small win, but it's a win. Maybe it's apologize to someone. Maybe it's have a difficult conversation with someone and explain how maybe they are inadvertently making you feel in a way that is really unhelpful and isn't serving you and may be difficult. But trust me on this, my friend. If you stand up for yourself, for your values, for your way of life, whether that's admitting something to yourself, whether that's having a difficult conversation with people about what's true for you and your values, that's how you are living through your values, right? Because remember, clarity begins and ends with you today. Now is the time to take action, to do something about this, to do something about this makes sense for you. You're not doing it for me or anybody else, but for you to feel like you belong, that you take consequences for your actions seriously, and that you hold other people accountable and to the same level that you hold yourself accountable as well. So what's the one next best thing that you can do about this today? I'm challenging you, my friend. That's what coaching is all about. That's what I do with all of my clients. I want to do that with you as well. I want to challenge you to live at your best level, right? At your best. Because I know that you are incredible. You have done so much things to make progress in life, to help other people, to look after yourself, to help others, to live with purpose. And I want you to take that another step right now and decide, what is it that I can do? One thing. What is the one next best step that I can take about this today? You've looked at your options. Before that, you've defined what it means. We talked about, we clarified how it applies to your situation today. We qualified all the things that you could do about it. But what's the one thing you can do to apply this and make a change in your life right now? My friend, I hope this was helpful. If you want to get massive breakthrough and get clarity in key areas of your life, and you feel like you want that support and your guidance and someone to really be your champion, then I'm here to help you be that person for you. So if you're interested to get that massive step forward in your life, and then check out my Clarity First. It's my coaching program. You can find out more about it at powertobehappy.com. That's powertobehappy.com. Go there, check out and click on Clarity First and see if we're right to work together. And if you think that we are, then apply, and that will help me to understand whether it's going to be a good fit. And if it is, then we can begin the program. We'll start with a free strategy session to see how we can move forward together. And I think this can really serve you if you really want someone that's support and guidance and someone that's champion in your life who can help you get there so much faster. I hope this episode has helped you to make sense of where guilt and shame come up in your life, because they have no place in our lives. They have no place, and I really hope that you can take that experience, get on top of it, and get progress in your life today. That's why I thank you for your commitment to yourself, to your personal growth, to your way of life. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. My name is Joe Bakmotsky. I look forward to seeing you soon.